Hello, everybody. This is Card Guy Chris Ellis with.
Collectible Chris.
And
We are back officially now. Everything's got to be good on schedule once again. So sorry about that. Dad, go ahead.
no, you're good. You're good. We're going to talk about our late mid-season awards for MLB.
As well as it's getting closer to the football season, so we're gonna do football predictions for the NFL, as well as our predictions for the division awards, as well as our early Super Bowl picks. So first, let's go ahead and get into the mid-season MLB awards. Now, if y'all remember, we did do a preseason awards with our own predictions, and we're just gonna stick with one instead of top three, unless you want to do top three. Or did you do top three?
I think I did. I did. I'm just going to go with one
Oh, okay.
for this, but we didn't say who the ours were.
Okay, cool. NL first.
Yep.
All right, NL. My MVP. Honestly, you can go either way with one of these two right now. Both Braves, Matt Olson and Acuna Jr. Matt Olson, 268 batting average, 40 plus home runs, a bunch of RBIs. The only thing about it is that Acuna has done so well this season. I mean, he was potentially supposed to be a 40-40 guy. I mean, he has 23 home runs. He has a lot of RBIs, but he has the stolen bases with a high 355 average, which is now the highest in MLB. Luis Arias of Miami, unfortunately, went down on the batting average, so now Acuna is now the title holder. So, honestly, you can go either way.
I'm going with Acuna probably at the mid-season, just because the way he's been consistent.
Yeah.
So I mean, a whole year. I mean, Olsen's been hot, and he's on pace for a bunch of RBIs in the 140 range.
Yeah.
But I'll go with Ronald on that one.
Yeah, and like my preseason picks was my top three were J.D. Davis, who unfortunately was hurt. Will Smith, because I thought he was gonna do so well for the Dodgers, which he is, but he's not the best player on the Dodger team. And Riley, and Riley wasn't in a slump.
No, he's been consistent the whole year.
Yeah, it's just that
He doesn't have the same numbers as last year.
exactly. I mean, I still have a Brave and all that. So, Cy Young, who you got?
Who did I say at the mid or at the beginning of the year?
For Cy Young. I don't remember who you said because these were mine.
Okay. Let me go with Cy Young right now. I'm going to go with... Whew. You know what? I'm going to go with Strider for Atlanta.
Okay.
I mean, he's got the strikeouts. I mean, what's hurting him may be the ERA.
His ERA is 3.32, which is not bad.
So, yeah, I'd go with Strider on that one for midseason.
I'm going with a rookie. Local boy from Mississippi, Justin Steele. He has, good record, 11-4, great rookie start for him, good ERA. So big props to a local boy. I mean, he's doing well for a rookie. And no, he won't be my pick for rookie of the year. He's definitely top three, but as of right now, he's just consistent with the 200 plus strikeouts. Good solid ERA at 2.51, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's doing well.
So I gotta give it to him.
I think a lot of Cubs will end up getting awards at the end of the year. So
Yeah, because I mean, you can either choose him or Bell for Rookie of the Year, or you can for Cy Young. Julio Urias is still doing well. I want Julio to win, but just the fact that Steele was doing so well, I had to give it a Steele over Urias, which I hate. But Rookie of the Year, I think there's no question about it. Right now, Ellie is hot, but at the beginning of the year till now, home runs, stolen bases.
I agree with.
So
I agree with who you're coming up with.
Arizona Diamondback Corbin Carroll electrifying the game since day one, since spring training, everything. Corbin Carroll deserves NL Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, he's only the second player since Mike Trout to do what he's done in stolen bases and home runs.
Oh shoot, I forgot about that too. Yeah.
So the
2020, right?
2040.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. 2040.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. So I think it's Corbin's. I mean, if Ellie might have played the whole season, maybe, but it's hard for a guy, coming in like that. And Carroll's done it for the whole year. So I'm giving it Corbin.
A possible Gold Glove for Carroll as well for what he's been
The
in the
Gold
outfield.
Glove, I think he's got a Gold Glove as a rookie. There's going to be some good award surprises out there.
I agree. And the Diamondbacks and Reds series has been great. Corbin show had an inside the park home run, but who threw him out? Ellie De La Cruz, which is fun.
Yeah,
If y'all have not seen that, watch that Ellie De La Cruz throw out of Corbin Carroll at home plate. It's a great play.
Yeah, that's a great play from a great player. So
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He'll Cruz will get some votes.
Oh yeah, 100%. Second place potential. Because I don't see anyone else reaching that tier in NL. Because there were a lot of good NL players like Bryce Elder, James Outman, but Outman got hurt.
Yeah.
But so did Carroll, but Carroll came back quicker.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be. I mean, he'll probably be number 2.
Okay.
I could see that happening and still have Rookie of the Year for next year because he's.
Oh, he'll be eligible.
Yeah, he'll probably be eligible because he probably won't have enough at bats.
Okay.
So
I forgot about that. All right, so manager. Manager, I actually got someone in my top list when it comes to the NL. I'm still going with Torey Vulo for Arizona. Just the fact that he's gotten the team to second place. He held on to first for at least a month. Of course, you can go with Brian Snitker and a whole bunch of the great managers, but I want a manager to win it that has showed the most impact in a short amount of time. I think Torey deserves it.
I'll agree with that. I think playing in NL West, which is usually a Dodgers only division, I go with that.
Okay. Comeback player of the year, I had a good lineup. Max Fried, who has come back several times this year, and actually has done well. Brandon Crawford has had a great year in Albies, but I'm happy for this pitcher. I think he deserves comeback player of the year. He has done well on the mound once again. He's like back at his Cy Young roots. Blake Snell of the San Diego Padres, great pitcher. Has really slowed down, unfortunately. I liked Snell when he was in Tampa Bay. When he got traded, I thought it was a ridiculous move. And then he lost his heat. And I think that slider has really helped him out.
Yeah, I could see Snell, but I think Cody Bellinger of the Cubs.
Oh, yes. I do agree with that.
I think Cody Bellinger of the Cubs is definitely going to bring that trophy back to him. Hopefully the Cubs can keep him. I think that would be a great stay for him. But I think that's where that's going to go. So
Okay.
let's go ahead and go to the American League.
American League. I hate to say this. I think there's only one choice for MVP, and that's Shohei Ohtani. He's done the impossible again when it comes to pitching and hitting. 40-plus home runs, bunch of RBIs. His batting average went up from this compared from last year to this year. His strikeouts, his ERA is sufficient enough. The hype's there. Ohtani for MVP.
Even though Otani's hurt and everything, he's still playing. So, yeah, I have to agree with that. I think the American League MVP has pretty much been wrapped up since the beginning of the year. Let's go ahead and go to the next one because I see some interesting names there.
Yeah, Cy Young. I think there's only two really big candidates, and one of them was actually in my predictions. And I think you can either go either or because one has lead in strikeouts and ERA, and the other one has leads and wins as well as strikeout and walk ratio. Shane McClanahan of Tampa Bay Rays and Garrett Cole of the New York Yankees. Yankees are last in the division. Don't make fun of me. I know. But the fact that both pitchers have pitched at an elite level, either one deserves Cy Young. So if you want to look at the win percentages and the strikeouts, statistically, it's a tough to get the vote. So Shane has been consistent since his rookie year. I think Shane deserves the Cy Young at least once. So Shane or Garrett, you can go either or.
Well, with Callahan hurt, I would have gave Shane definitely early Cy Young.
Right.
But for him being hurt right now and Cole's been consistent since then, right now I'm going to give. I mean, I'd given it McClanahan at the All-Star break. I would have easily done that.
Yeah.
So, but Garrett Cole has done well. So even with a losing team, I mean, I don't have no problem with an individual award going to a losing team.
Fair. Fair.
So if you're playing above and beyond your team, which Cole has, I mean, so I think next is going to be interesting because the Rookie of the Year for the American League has been pretty well this year, I think.
Yeah, I think there's only like one guy that has really stood out more than anyone, and he really has the statistics, the defense, and he has just been a great overall player. Technically, you can also give it to his teammates since he's still technically a rookie this year, but I think it's going to Baltimore. I say Gunnar Henderson. There's a huge case for Adley Rushman. You can go either or with them, but as of right now, overall play, I have to give it to Gunnar.
Gunnar does have the highest WAR for rookies at 3.1.
Yeah.
So, which I don't care for the WAR statistic that much, but that's how it is.
Yeah, now it is. Yeah.
But I'm still going to go with Jung from Texas. He's still doing well. He's not playing bad. I'm going to give it to him because Gunnar didn't come up until a little bit later, which I'm not going to. If I had to vote for the two, it wouldn't hurt me in the voting. If I had to vote, if I got to vote, but I can see where Gunnar would definitely, and when we get to the end of the year votes, I think we'll find out,
who we actually agree upon and who the writers actually agree upon too.
I think I definitely agree with your next one for Manager of the Year.
All right,
because he gets the best out of his players no matter who he's with. So.
And we'll go ahead and say it now. Manager of the Year midseason award goes to Mr. Bruce. How do you say it? Bochy. I hated this guy when he was the Giants manager, and I hated him mainly because I was not the biggest Giants fan. I don't think anyone was except for Giants fans. But the way he has put together a team in a short amount of time is always impressive to me. And there's a reason why he's a 3-time World Series champion as a manager, and just the fact that he has moved so many pieces. He lost an ace. He has called up prospects up to the MLB to help out the bullpen. Just the way he manages, it's unheard of.
Corey Seager was hurt.
Oh, shoot, and
then Marcus Timian wasn't doing what he was doing, and so, I mean, he knows how to get the team to do
what they need to do. So, Bruce is just tremendous, and he knows the game. Like, Lasorda is the 2000s, Bochy is the 2010s, and Bochy is still high from the 2010s, honestly. So, Bruce all the way for AL Manager of the Year.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think Texas would even be in the race or ahead in the division or where they're at without him. So, let's go to your American League Comeback Player of the Year.
You can give it to any twin, but I have to give it to my original boy, the guy I've been collecting, Sonny Gray. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. He has not been. He had a great win streak at the beginning. He has slowed down, mainly because he hasn't gone to run support. But Gray has went back to his roots and showed why he was a dominant pitcher in Oakland, and he did it for the Twins. He's still at a 2.68 ERA right now. He has strikeouts. His walk to strikeout ratio has decreased, which is good. He got command back in his ball. So if you want to give it to a twin, great. If you want to give it to an offensive guy that has gotten better since leaving the Yankees like Gray, you can give it to Gallo, but Sonny Gray all the way for me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about comeback players of the year and doing his thing as pitching, I would definitely go there. I think you're right, Sonny Gray. I don't think Sonny Gray's ever had one of those really terrible years.
No,
he's been consistent. He's been always a good pitcher.
I mean, the worst year he had was the second year with the Yankees.
Yeah.
So all players that are not homegrown Yankees, they come in, they don't do well. Once they leave, they do well again. Look at Odor. Look at Gallo. Okay, Gary Sanchez was a homegrown Yankee, and they let him go, and he's still doing well. So
yeah. I think sometimes getting out in New York doesn't hurt either. So
yeah.
So, but are we ready for what everybody's been waiting for?
Yeah, that took 15 minutes. Yeah,
NFL prediction time.
and we're gonna do the division predictions first, and we're also gonna say who we think will get one of the 2 wild cards. So
There's 3 wild cards.
oh, there's 3. Oh shit.
There's one.
Oh, sorry, YouTube. Okay, my bad. Okay, the
You got 4 division winners, and then you got 3 wild cards.
3
Because
wild
the one seed,
you know what?
the 1 seed.
I can't see them. I'll give it to the light. Okay, there we go.
Okay, so
All right.
you do know how the wild card games go, right? I'll let you know on the next thing.
Okay.
Once we get through our, that way you can have your playoff.
Well,
Thanks, Con.
I just got the Super Bowl pick.
Okay, that's fine. We'll do it that way.
Okay, so AFC first or NFC?
NFC's fine, or AFC's fine. AFC's fine.
All right, AFC East. Number 1, I got the Bills. I just think they got the better overall team. Same as the last few years. Bills has always carried it. I think the Bills will get it. Number 2, with the first wild card, I'm gonna give it to the Jets. Aaron Rodgers is gonna be Aaron Rodgers. He has people that he knows. The Jets defense has gotten a whole lot better. I see the Jets again to the wild card spot, just not winning the division. Number 3, I'm going to go with the Patriots. I think they'll get close. I think this will be a good reemergence season for them, especially with Mike Gesicki as their tight end. And they also got Juju, a wide receiving Super Bowl champion with them as well. And number 4, I got the Dolphins. I hate to say that. I think Tua is going to get hurt, and then their confidence is going to be shattered.
Well, I agree with you. I got the Bills winning the division. I got the Dolphins winning the wild card.
Oh, okay.
I got the Jets finishing third because this basically is a dream team for New York, and sometimes it doesn't work out. Do I think the Jets could possibly get the wild card from the Dolphins? Yes, I do think that's a possibility, especially if Tua gets hurt.
Okay.
I have the Patriots in last. I just don't see how that team, as constructed, is going to, jump the Jets or the Dolphins.
Okay.
So you looking? Is anybody there you think that's going to be very collectible in that division? Other than we know.
Of course, always go for Josh Allen stuff. His stuff is always high. Aaron Rodgers, of course. I will talk about him a little bit later. One rookie everyone I should go for, honestly, is going to be the rookie linebacker for the Bills, Dorian Williams from Tulane, especially a guy from a low college. Preseason, he looked phenomenal, stepping into Von Miller's spot when Miller wasn't playing in the preseason games. He was a force to reckon with. So if you have Von Miller in the middle and Williams at outside, I think that's going to be a dangerous combination. So I say them for sure. Tua is always going to be valuable. He's always going to be profitable when getting cards. I mean, especially his rookie stuff, graded rookie stuff. No question about it. But if we want to go talk about rookies, Dorian Williams for me.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with those. I think everything. I mean, I think Sauce and hopefully Brees Hall comes back.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Brees.
I hope Brees comes back. I think they got Cook just in case.
Wilson.
Yeah. So.
And James Cook should have a good sophomore year for the Bills. I think he's a good running back. I think he should strive for 1,000 this year, especially since the Bills have beat up that O-line. So.
Yep. You ready for the next?
AFC North, right?
Nope.
AFC North, number 1, I got the Bengals. They finally did what they were supposed to do on the offseason and the draft. They've beefed up that O-line the way they're supposed to. Burrow knows how to play in Cincinnati. He knows how to use his wide receivers the way he needs to. I think Burrow is just a complete player right now, so I have to give it to them. Number 2, I'm going to shock everybody when I say this. I'm going to go with the Steelers, and I'm also going to say they got the wild card spot. Kenny Pickett showed confidence toward the end of the season. They got a good young team, and Mike Tomlin, I'm sorry, is the best coach out of the modern era, excluding Super Bowl championships, okay? Tomlin has been the man when it comes to winning games, especially when it comes to fourth quarter overtime. If you want to disagree with me on that, TikTok. All right. Number 3, Ravens. I hate to say that. I just don't think that they're a complete team. Lamar Jackson is going to be ticked off about the contract lack of contract to be saying he'll have a chip on his shoulder, and they still got a young defense. I can't see it. And number 4, I got the Browns. Deshaun Watson is not. He did not impress me last season when he got the start. I think he needs to reevaluate whether or not to stay or not. He just has a lot on his plate, and I just don't see him getting past it.
For the North, I got the Bengals. I think they'll win the division. I got the Ravens with the wild card.
Wow.
I got the Steelers finishing fourth, and I got the Browns in last. Basically, I think the Ravens improved their offense with a lot of key pieces.
I agree with that.
I mean, they still got a pretty good high power offense. Their defense is not as good.
Yeah.
I could easily see the Steelers and the Ravens switching if Lamar Jackson gets hurt, though, and the
Always.
Steelers getting the wild card.
Yeah.
I think Kenny Pickett will make great strides if they can get the running game going. That would help him out a lot. The Browns, I just think they have so many question marks. It doesn't mean that I don't think the Browns are all that a bad team. It's just, are they better than the Ravens and the Bengals or the Steelers right now, overall head to head? That division likes to beat each other up. They play each other hard.
Most exciting division, yes or no? When it comes to football mentality.
In the North?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, I mean, it's like in the NFC East. No one likes each other. They like to beat up on each other.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think the North, yes, North games are pretty exciting. You know, I think they might have the most exciting division in the AFC.
Agreed. I'll agree to that.
But we'll see how that goes. Collectible, we already know pretty much all the quarterbacks.
All the quarterback.
Wide receivers, there's plenty.
Jamar Chase.
ODBs and
T. Higgins is still valuable if you like Clemson or a big fan. There's not a big rookie to say in that division for me. But when it comes to like value going up, I see Najee's value going up, and I think that'll be a card. Some cards that people should pick up. I think Najee, especially the Steelers, beefing up that old line too.
yeah.
So I say Najee will be the most improved value.
All right, you ready for the next?
AFC South.
This is probably the best young division.
The best young. I will agree with that.
Because quarterback play here is there's only one team with a great quarterback right now in their division. If you want to call it great.
Okay, one great quarterback, one decent quarterback, and 2 young. Because I don't care what anyone says, Ryan Tannehill has done consistently well. He's in the same league as Texas.
If they give him the starting job, that would change things. But right now, there's talking like Willis or
Levis.
Yeah.
The Willis-Levis connection.
Yeah, which is that's the case. I don't see the Titans doing well.
I know fair, but if it's Tannehill as the starter, because they haven't.
That gives me a better idea of this whole South will change, but it won't change that only one team's making the playoffs.
Yeah, I only see one team too, and I'm gonna safely assume we both agree.
Yeah.
Okay, Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win this division. Jaguars have proved themselves in the playoffs last year. Trevor Lawrence is in his game. They got the best linebacker, honestly, and Trayvon Walker, young stud from last year. And their defense has beefed up, and they have tackled. That was their biggest thing.
And think about it. They got a wide receiver that didn't play last year that's not taking any hits.
It hasn't taken any hits, and he just got in trouble for gambling, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so Calvin Ridley is going to be a key opponent. And honestly, big thing too, Calvin Ridley cards, get them now. I will go ahead and say that now. Get them now, especially his Donruss card. Very valuable, very affordable, and it will skyrocket at the end of the season. You can quote me on that. So Jaguars number 2. I got Titans. As long as Tannehill's healthy, I say Titans. And they still got the best running back in the system as long as he's healthy. They need to reduce the load on Henry. They do.
Yeah.
And if they do, they're good. 3, I got Texans. I just think the Texans have a better defense than the Colts. I think the Colts will have the better offense, but sometimes you cannot rely offense on games. So number 3, Texans. Number 4, Colts.
Okay. Obviously, the Jaguars are the best team in that division. I got the Colts finishing second.
Wow. Okay.
And the reason why I say that is I like the wide receiving core. I think Richardson will do fine.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to do great. I think out of these young teams, because if Tannehill plays, I think I think he easily jump the Titans over the Colts and Texans easily.
Yes.
But we're saying he's not the starter.
Okay.
I think, and then the Texans, I just think Stroud's got a lot to still learn. So does AR. I'd rather have Richardson be the backup this year and learn from somebody.
And Minshew is a good quarterback.
Yes, and I'm kind of surprised that Minshew's not starting.
Same here, and that's why I got Colts 4.
And then the Texans, I think Stroud will be up there, and then the Titans. I mean, this right here, this NFC South could be scary in the future. Period.
Oh yeah.
AFC South easily could be scary in the future. I just think the Jaguars are the better team now. This, for exciting football to watch, I think it will be exciting football to watch.
I agree.
So.
Okay, so here's the question then out of this division. Who do you think should people start collecting more of, Stroud or Richardson?
I think both are good ideas. I really do. I think Richardson, I would love Richardson. I would like Stroud more for this year if Richardson was learning behind a quarterback.
Yeah.
But I think Minshew's going to give him some confidence in that kind of thing. So maybe with...
Like how Minshew did with Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah, kind of thing.
Okay.
So I think, you got some coaching there, and Minshew's been around. So, and if AR starts doing horribly, Minshew's right there.
Yeah. Okay.
So I mean, I would collect either one. I think Richardson's a good quarterback. I don't think I don't think he would. I would have took Hooker if he would have been healthy over probably a Richardson.
Yeah.
But hey, you saw something there, and you're going with it. So. And Richardson's a big guy. He's not an easy guy to take down. So
yeah, and like he did not get sacked a lot during the preseason. Stroud got hit.
Oh, that's what a lot of people. The offensive line is bad.
Yeah.
However, what I do like about the Texans better than the Colts is I like the coach that they got from the Niners.
Yes.
And I think
100%.
that defense is going to be scary.
Yeah, the Texans, and that's why I got the Texans third. The Texans have the
No, I got the
best
Texans
defense.
third too.
Yeah, but our ideas
Is their defense?
Yeah.
Is their defense better than the Jaguars? And I don't think so.
No, I think the Jaguars secondary is the best out of the AFC, in my opinion. So, and they got one of the top 3 linebackers.
Yeah.
I say Walker's top 3, 100%.
Yeah, I think Walker's a good / the end linebacker combo. He's that guy that you want,
Especially like a final play situation. So yeah.
How about this West? This West is going to be a little bit interesting.
I still think the Chiefs are number 1.
No, the Chiefs are the Chiefs are the best team in the West. No.
But the thing is, this is going to be the one division that will flip-flop the most when it comes to the rankings. Because I got the Raiders at 2 with the wild card. Garoppolo gets a lot of hate just because he doesn't throw deep, but he is a consistent passer.
I could name passers that couldn't throw deep that were great quarterbacks.
Exactly. So it's like Garoppolo doesn't give you that 300-plus yards.
He doesn't
But
need
what
to
is-
when
but-
you got weapons.
Exactly, but what does he do?
He wins.
3 TDs per game, and he has one of the best running backs in his backup, along with a decent backup on the running back that is good on third down and can also catch. So yeah, Garoppolo second with the Raiders and with the and with Garoppolo in black and silver, awesome. Three, I got Chargers. Herbert needs a short game. He cannot pass long, and he has Quentin Johnson as a wide who is good in mid pass to midfield. So he has the wide receiver that he needs to do well. But what does he always do? He Hail Marys it every freaking time.
Yep.
So I have to do that. I don't care about Sean Payton. I do not care about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson needs to do something. I got Broncos at number 4.
I don't.
He needs to show me something in the first.
Sean Payton just doesn't know how to coach defense, and that's the problem. He tries to outscore everybody, and I don't think it's going to work. I mean,
He doesn't have Drew Brees. Well,
Breeze and Russell are almost the same height.
they're
Breeze is a better passer than Russell. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But
The thing about Russ, he can run. He runs more than what Breeze did.
Yep. So, I agree with you. I got the Chiefs as the best team in the West. I flip-flopped the Chargers and the Raiders.
Oh, you got Chargers for a wild card?
Yep, because
Okay.
it's Justin Herbert's year, make or break. This is his make or break season.
Yeah,
he
because
has to make the playoffs. Now, do I see a possibility where the Raiders, and I like Jimmy G, you know that.
yeah.
Do I see the Raiders with a chance of jumping the Chargers? Yes, that's always possible. But I don't see the Broncos doing well at all.
They got the best wide receiving core, and that's it. They got a good running back that cannot do crap because of a crappy offensive line.
Yeah.
Okay, look, the Broncos beat the Niners in preseason. One problem with that. That's preseason.
Yeah.
Preseason doesn't mean crap until the actual season.
Yep.
Preseason, you get to see who's hurt, who can play, and you get to judge who is your best key players. That's what coaches do for preseason. Do we watch it and love it? Yes. But do I critique it? No. I critique it during the season. That's just me.
All right.
Okay, sorry.
So who are your 7 teams out of the AFC?
AFC, my 7 teams are Bills, Jets, Bengals, Steelers, Jaguars, Chiefs, Raiders.
So I got Bengals, Ravens, Jaguars, Bills, Dolphins, Chiefs, and Chargers. So
Okay.
we got some that are
We're about half and half.
Yep. So let's go to the good old NFC.
And, of course, with the most competitive division, with the NFC East.
Yeah, I think this is probably still the best division
And
in the NFC.
and I hate saying this, and I don't know where you see it, but I'm going with Cowboys 1. Dak has the biggest chip on his shoulder right now, especially since a young quarterback is right behind him that can run and actually has proven himself when he needs to step in. He doesn't have Zeke anymore. He has Tony Pollard. Pollard was phenomenal last year. One of the best running backs I have seen. I compared him to LaDainian Tomlinson just because of how well he played. He stays healthy. The Cowboys have one of the scariest offensive teams in the whole NFL.
Yeah.
Defensively, they got the best linebacker possible in Michael Parsons. Started off hot at the beginning, cooled off, but he can still tackle. Van Der Esch is a good linebacker as well. When he gets hurt, that team crumbles. Van Der Esch is one of the best locker generals. Honestly, he is the heart and soul of that team, just like how Sean Lee was in the 2000s. Cowboys at 1. I got Eagles at 2, mainly because Hurts, I feel like no pun intended, he's going to get hurt. His legs are going to get shot, and then they have to worry about a whole bunch of stuff. Their defense slacked off. They got a young team, and I don't think that age is. I think that age has got to show finally. 3 Commanders. I love Sam Howell. I think Sam Howell will do a phenomenal job, but at the same time, I don't think he'll get the record that he needs. And 4, I got Giants. The Giants had a remarkable year last year, but it's going to break down because one of 2 things is going to happen. Daniel Jones is going to be ticked off about that contract, or Saquon Barkley is going to get hurt, and they lost the heart and soul of that team. So Cowboys 1, Eagles 2nd with the wild card.
I got Eagles first.
Ugh, I know that hurt.
They're just the best team in the East. They got Carter. The defensive line on the Eagles, they're going to be able to switch so many people in and out healthy that they're just going to do a pass rush. However, they need that pass rush because their secondary is not great.
Yeah.
So their secondary is still suspect. I just think the Eagles have a lot of weapons to their disposal. The Cowboys, to me, are the second. I could see the Cowboys or Giants flipping, technically, but I'm put the Cowboys as the wild card. Dak's going to play like Dak. It's just the defense has to be on its game. We got Brandon Cooks. We got CeeDee Lamb.
Michael Gallup.
Yeah.
Jalen Tolbert.
Yeah. So we got a wide receiving core. Our defense. Our people know about Parsons. To say less.
They know Diggs.
Yeah. I think the Giants. The problem with the Giants is Daniel Jones a high-paying quarterback? And I don't know about that. I like Saquon. If Saquon plays healthy, that's a big step. Also, the Eagles, though, I'll get back to the Eagles here in a minute. The Commanders I got in last just because I think Sam Howell's going to do a good job. Number one, I think he's going to make them competitive. Last year they almost had 4 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And the only team that missed the playoffs was the Commanders. So is it possible for the East to send at least 3 teams again? Yeah, it is. But I think it's just they need a couple more weapons around him. Chase Young's going to be back. Scary Terry, I think, might have got hurt, but I think he's due back sometime in the season. Thing about the Eagles, though, even though if Jalen gets hurt, I think Marcus Mariota could spell him a little while to get healthy. So I think that's why I put the Eagles that way I did.
Okay, fair. Mariota over Lance right now. I agree. So I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
NFC North. I think this is where we're going to have the biggest disagreement because we haven't talked about this. Number 1, I got Detroit. Goff did well toward the end of the season where they almost won got a wild card spot. They got a great young defense. Aiden Hutchinson should have won Defensive Rookie of the Year, in my opinion, but Sauce deserved it. But they got a good young Detroit Lions defense. Their secondary improved, and they showed that they can hang with Aaron Rodgers toward the end of the season. So 1, Lions. 2, I got Vikings with the wild card. Kirk Cousins is just a consistent quarterback. He just knows how to get to it. 3, I got the Bears. I just think that trade kind of hurt them a lot. They got key prospects. They got key players. But I just feel like Fields needs to grow more. He needs a veteran backup to help him out. And number 4, I got the Packers. I just think they lost so much during the offseason. It's kind of hurt. Didn't know if Jordan Love was going to get the actual starting role. They have a great young receiving core in Christian Watson and a bunch of players. And they're a young team, and I think it's going to show.
Well, this is the first division we could read on all the teams.
Wow.
Detroit will win the division, bar none. I think the NFL's all in on Detroit.
Wow.
I got the Vikings at number 2. If this was next year, Vikings would not be number 2.
Okay.
The Bears would jump above them. I still think the best middle quarterback you could have is Kirk Cousins, because no matter what, he's going to make whatever he has work. Still got one of the best wide receivers in the game in Justin Jefferson. Do I think the Dalvin Cook thing hurts that much? No.
Because they still got Madison.
They got a little bit younger, which they needed to do. They still have some old players, yes. But you got to have a mix of veterans and rookies. The Bears, I still think if they could get Randall Cunningham to go down and help Justin Fields out with his throwing and running prognosis thinking, I think that would help him out a lot, getting with a quarterback of that caliber. Because the closest thing, I think, to a Randall Cunningham right now in the NFL would be Justin Fields.
I can actually agree with that.
Because he does like to run, but he uses it as his first instinct a lot. where the growing up has to do.
Yeah.
Which Randall Cunningham was the same way. If he didn't see his immediate number one option open, he took off. And then once he got Keith Byers and Keith Jackson into the mix as a receiving running back and tight end, that changed a lot.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that.
The Packers, yeah, I think Jordan Love is going to do fine. They're a young team, like you said. I think out of the NFC North, it might look like the old black and blue division.
Yeah, I remember us talking about that. Yeah,
So
they got beat up each other.
yeah, I think that will happen. But yeah, I like the North is good. I think the North has Detroit has one of the best coaches. I think.
Agreed.
So I think
Best quarterback is Cousins right now in my eyes. It's just that Goff impressed the heck out of me last year.
I think when good, decent quarterbacks go to good teams, they can find out what they do well, and they found out what Goff can do well.
Okay.
So so what's next?
NFC South.
I think we're going to disagree a lot on this one.
On this one, number one, I got the Saints. I'm still a big believer in Derek Carr. They had a great preseason, and I just said that I don't critique preseason that well, but they got good aspects to look for. They got a quarterback that knows how to throw, that knows how to do it. Derek Carr's got to have that huge chip on his shoulder. He needs to get to the playoffs. He needs to win a game. Number two, I got the Falcons. I like Heineke. I think Heineke is the perfect quarterback in that city, on that team. Ritter, was Ritter named the starter?
Yes.
Okay, so Ritter was named the starter. Heineke behind him, something happens, so Ritter Heineke will step in and do his stuff.
Good move.
Bucks at number three, mainly because they do have Baker at the starting position, which I agree with. Baker Mayfield deserves to be a starting quarterback. I think he's with a great coach. He's with a good team. He's good. He has veteran wides. He's got young wides, and he has a impeccable defense. Could the Bucks get a wild card and move up to number two in the division? Yes. But as of right now, I just cannot see them without Brady. It's kind of hard to see that, especially with Kyle Trask not getting the start. It kind of hurts that as well. Number four, I got the Panthers. I just cannot see Bryce Young doing it while seeing how he was trying to handle himself in the pocket. Same situation with Fields. So first instinct was run, especially when his pocket collapsed. It's going to hurt him. They're a young team. They don't have good key aspects to it. I think the best player is Chuba Hubbard, and he is.
I do have Adam Thielen as a.
Oh, they got Thielen as a wide too, but Thielen is a good wide. He was overshadowed by Jefferson, and that sucks.
Well,
so
Thielen's a good possession receiver.
He is
Right out of the slot, I would use him
tremendously. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing we agree on is Panthers will be in last. I got the Bucks as the only team making it out of the South.
Wow.
Due to the fact, do the Saints play defense?
Okay. I can agree with that.
The Bucks still have a pretty good, decent offense. Their offensive line is going to be a whole lot better than it was last year.
I do agree with that.
They don't have a great defense either, but at least the defense can stop somebody. The Saints couldn't stop us nosebleed last year, let alone a freaking common cold. The Falcons, they got a three-headed monster at running back right now.
Yeah.
And Bijan's right now the third string running back by the depth chart. I mean, you got Cordell Patterson, you got
Kyle Pitts, and Pitts.
Well, Pitts is a wide receiver. I don't want him. People saying he's a tight end is a bunch of malarkey. Who was the last time Kyle Pitts blocked for somebody?
Yeah, fair.
You know, Drake London as the other receiver. I'll put it this way: Bijan Robinson should be used like Eric Metcalf. Period.
Ooh.
He can return in the kick and punt game. He caught many passes out of the backfield for Texas. He could also rush between the tackles or the left or the right. So I just think that's how it should be. I think the Panthers, even though Bryce Young's going to have a lot of growing pains, I think out of all the rookie quarterbacks, he's going to show a lot of promise because I think they're going. Frank Wright is a former quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah.
Played at Carolina, and I think he'll help him out a lot. Do I think next year these will probably change a lot for the South because I think there'll be other things. I hope Derek Carr does great. I like Derek. I would love to see him in the playoff game, do well. But until the Saints know how to play some defense, who knows, right? Who are you ready for next?
So you got Bucks, then Saints, then Falcons, then Panthers.
Yep.
Okay. NFC West, and honestly, there should be no debate about this. The 49ers is the best team in the NFC. Yes, they got beat by the Eagles last year, but you know what? I don't give a dang. They got the quarterback. They got the backup for them. They got the best, one of the best running backs. They got a great wide receiving core, and they got the toughest defense. Hands down, Niners number one. Number two, I got the Seahawks with the wild card. Jalen Smith, phenomenal last year. He's in a spot that actually he feels happy. He feels confident. And the Seahawks, I did tremendous in the draft. They did what they need to do. 3 Rams. I just cannot see the Rams again so much out of it. Stafford will be healthy. Cup will be healthy. It's just that how can you get past the Seahawks and the Niners defense? And number 4, I'm not even gonna say it. Them that shall not be named. There we go.
Yeah, because I don't know what team they're putting down on the field. They definitely going for the first draft pick. This is another division we agreed on.
Oh, okay, cool.
49ers, I do think they're the best team and the number 1 seed in the NFC. The Seahawks will have the other wild card. I think playing in Seattle, that crowd, that environment is just tough to play in. The Rams, I think they need to start going ahead and trading some pieces away. Even if they do that, they're still better than
The Cardinals.
Cardinals, period.
Especially since they got rid of their backup,
Yeah.
who is one of the best backup quarterbacks in the last 15 years.
So if any team needs a backup quarterback, Colt McCoy is out there, people.
And Colt McCoy is a great quarterback. Yes, he's biased because he's a Longhorn fan. But guess what? Colt McCoy is one of the best backup quarterbacks in the whole freaking NFL league in the last 15 years. Compare stats between him and Nick Foles. Enough said.
Yep. So we are going to go now to our awards.
Yep.
So you got all the way from MVP to
Offensive Player of the Year, Offensive Rookie, Defensive Rookie, Coach, Comeback, and then the Super Bowl.
yeah, same here.
Okay.
Which one you gonna go with first?
Do you just want to go main awards and down?
Yeah, I go man awards and down.
Okay, MVP, I've been saying this for the last 2 years. I am going to keep on saying it. Number 1, Josh Allen. Josh Allen needs to win the MVP at least one time in his freaking career. He deserves it out of anyone. He just needs to be consistent. Once the pressure gets on him, he chokes. And he needs to adjust and move on from that. Another possible and probably going to be back-to-back, Pat Mahomes. He's just undeniably a great talent. Not just a great quarterback, a great talent. Like, you see him on the field, you know he's got to bring excitement to the game. And number 3, just because I think he might have a good chance of doing it, I'm going to go with Brock Purdy. He can throw. He is a great mind in managing the game the way he did. He only had 1 loss, and it came in. It didn't even belong to him in the dang playoffs, really, when he got hurt. So, honestly, if we get a young MVP, I will vote on Brock Purdy any day.
Mm-hmm. Well, the AFC will have the MVP with the best team out of the number 1 seed, and it's going to be from the Jaguars.
Oh.
Trey Lawrence will win the MVP for this year.
Okay. I like
But since you put like a 2 or 3, I could easily put probably Joe Burrow and Mahomes in the top 3.
I thought about Joe. I got him in top 5. Because I got them, then...
The thing about Cincinnati, and it always happens, they start out slow and then all of a sudden they become hot. So that's, I don't like how that style of football is, but I think the Bengals are still one of the best teams in the North, so no matter what. Who you got for offensive...
Player of the Year?
Yeah.
Top 3. Christian McCaffrey, Niners, and I don't have him as a running back. I put him flex. because he does it all, and he's on a team that keeps him healthy, a team that doesn't need him every single play, and he always produces. So Christian McCaffrey all the way. Another guy to think about, honestly, and one of Dad's former Fighting Irish, Chase Claypool. Claypool had a great rookie year, and then he got traded, and honestly, that hurt his confidence. But with him being with the Bears now, the way the Bears need to rejuvenate, Claypool can be using the option, and he can be using, again, the ball down the field. Another one, Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor is going to be a mad beast when he gets back on the field just because of the contract controversy and as well as locker room controversy. Taylor is going to be a beast. Watch him be running over people like freaking Bo Jackson, I swear.
Okay, offensive MVP I got coming out of the Dolphins. As I remember, Tyreek Hill has not been suspended. Am I correct?
Yeah, he hasn't. He has not been suspended,
Okay.
but he is in jail.
Well, whenever he gets out of jail, okay, he can still catch up because I guarantee he'll still catch for 1,000 yards. Other than that, probably number 2 and 3, I'd probably go with Jamar Chase. And let's go with Debo Samuel for number 3.
Oh, you're good with Debo? Okay.
Yeah, I think Debo and Christian are at basically the same player, except one stays healthier.
Fair.
So I mean that's what makes their offense great. Because who do you stop? Plus they got Ayuk and other receivers that are Kittle. How can you? That's a hard team to stop.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So defensive player of the year, who you got?
Oh, going defensive. Okay. Number one, big guy I'm into just because of how well he did. Dorian Williams, for the from the Bills from Tulane, just a great linebacker, good tackle person. He can do really good man-to-man coverage when he needs to. I just think he'll be great. Another guy to think about, Lucas Van Ness from the Packers. He's just a beast. He's actually pretty quick for a big guy, and that's what the Packers need for that defense right now. And another guy everyone should think about is Trent Simpson, linebacker for the Ravens. He's quick, he's agile, and he actually stays healthy. He has not missed a game throughout his whole college career.
Okay, my defensive player of the year, number 1, I got is Aiden Hutchinson from the Lions.
Defense? Oh, defensive player.
Yeah.
Oh, oops.
Did you do defensive rookie of the year?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
My bad.
That's all right. Defensive rookie of the year, I can do.
Okay. I forgot defensive player. Oh my god. Don't worry, I can do this in 5 seconds.
All right. Defensive rookie of the year, I got Carter from the Eagles. Next after that, I'm probably going to use the corner out of Illinois. What's his name?
Witherspoon?
Yeah, Witherspoon. And didn't the Seahawks get another corner too?
Yeah, the guy from TCU.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Him. I'll go with those 3. All right.
Okay, defensive player of the year now. Go ahead. My bad.
All right. Go ahead and go with your defensive players of the year.
You can go ahead since you're already.
Okay. Defensive player of the year I got right now. I got Aiden Hutchinson for the Lions. Number 2 would be Parsons for Dallas. And number 3, I'm going to go with let's go with Sauce. I'll go with Gardner.
Okay.
I think I might be able to do some things there. So, how about you?
One, I got Parsons. I just think Parsons deserves to get Defensive Player of the Year. He just needs to remain hot throughout the whole year instead of start hot then cool off. I think Nick Bosa can do back-to-back because he's just too quick compared to any offensive line. And especially in a division that has 2 teams that can give him easily 5 sacks a game. Yeah, I see Nick Bosa doing it. And number 3, I'm gonna agree with you with Aiden Hutchinson, just a defensive lineman that can intercept the ball when he needs when he sees it and can sack. Aiden Hutchinson is just a good young player that can do it. So I do agree with that.
How about your offensive rookie of the years?
Offensive rookie of the year. I'm going with the wide receiver at my number one. I'm going with Quentin Johnson. He's just in a system that needs him, and Herbert is going to throw to him. Like I said earlier, Johnson is what he needs for the short game, and he's going to get the ball. Yes, he also has Keenan Allen, but what does he use Keenan Allen for? Deep ball. Two, I'm going with the Colts quarterback and Anthony Richardson. I think he'll be the best rookie quarterback out of anybody, in my opinion. And number three, I go with John Robinson. He's just too good of a running back to be third stream, and I just think he'll get the ball more as soon as he gets it off in practice.
Okay. My offensive rookie of the year is coming from the Panthers, and Bryce Young. I think as a young quarterback, he'll get the most playing time and chance to play. Number two, I think I am going to go with Richardson from the Colts, because I think he'll be the next one that gets the most chances to play, and his offensive line I don't think is going to kill him. And number three, I would love to see B. John for Atlanta. So just to say that maybe that's how it's going to be there, hopefully.
Okay.
Who you got for Coach of the Year?
Three definitely stand out. Number one, for sure, Doug Peterson for the Jaguars. I just think the way he did last year and the way they're going to be this year, he's just got to be tremendous for that team. Number two, and honestly, he should have won last year. Kyle Shanahan is an underrated coach. He deserves the recognition he deserves. If Peterson doesn't get it, Shanahan deserves it. And number three, I'm going to go with Sean McDermott for the Bills. He's just too good of a coach with a tremendous team.
My Coach of the Year is going to the Lions.
Okay.
And Dan Campbell. It was between Dan Campbell and actually your number one and Doug Peterson.
Okay.
I think those two could easily, either one could take it. Yeah, I think the 49ers head coach should definitely get some recognition because, he won with 3 different quarterbacks last year?
Yeah.
So, and made the playoffs and almost made the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, hey.
With a fourth quarterback.
Deebo Samuel almost came a quarterback. Yeah, I think who's your comeback player of the year?
Number one, DeMar Hamlin, safety for the Bills. After the hit he took last year, I think he's going to be back stronger, and he's going to have like a vengeance when he's on the field. I think he'll have the biggest ovation too when he gets out on that field. His first game of the season. Jimmy Garoppolo. He had a great year last year with a few games he played, but full season Garoppolo, and also someone I'm heavily big on, and he had a great preseason. Kayvon Thibodeau for the Giants. I think he'll have a tremendous sophomore year. Just good overall player.
I'm going with Breece Hall with number one. If he gets any playing time, because Cook's there. And I think that's the reason why Cook is there. They don't know how Breece is completely yet. Number two, Hamlin's got to be a sure. If he's on the field, he's going to be a sure bet. Number three, I'm going to go OBJ for Baltimore.
Ooh.
I think he'll get. Ooh. I think he'll be good. I think Lamar Jackson could ultimately fight for an MVP this year with the statistics. If Lamar Jackson's probably going to be the guy. I would say definitely get his cards again because I know they took major hits last year, and I'd go with that.
Okay. I agree with that.
Yeah, I think Lamar Jackson could easily get comeback player of the year.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah, so.
But when you think of how everything was, I thought
DeMar Hamlin's probably the number one.
Yeah.
Going into it, I wasn't even thinking of Hamlin. Be honest with you. But once he brought it up, yeah, I could see where that would definitely come from.
Because that would just be a great story. It'll be as big as Alex Smith, honestly.
Yeah,
probably bigger.
Yeah. What you got for Super Bowl?
The rematch of the century, 49ers versus the Chiefs. You can go Niners and Bills. You can go Eagles and Chiefs. You can go Eagles with Bills. Either way, it's gonna be the toughest defense against one of the best offensive teams, and I'm gonna go defense all the way, and Niners winning it all this year.
I got Niners versus Bills, and Christian McCaffrey winning the Super Bowl MVP. With two
You
starting
got McCaffrey. Ooh,
with two starting quarterbacks playing the whole game.
ooh. Okay,
So
so we want to do MVP now. Super Bowl MVP. I'll agree with Christian, but honestly, I'm gonna go with the guy that gets overlooked sometimes. I'm going with Brandon Ayuk.
Right? I'm still.
Oh,
thinking,
defensively though,
oh,
it's
because
not.
also-
It's going to no. It's gotta go to the Hawaiian.
oh, yeah.
It's gonna go to the Hawaiian
Palmo
safety.
Jr.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Big news here. If you go to hotboxcards.com, let me say hotboxcards.com, and if you put in the promotion code Ellis, ELLIS, one S, no two S's, ELLIS, you will get a fourth hit in your box with the promotion code. So hotboxcards.com, promotion card Ellis, ELLIS, and you will get a fourth hit for the month. And I hope that if you do that, at least tell them, hey, Matt's a good guy, has plenty of good cards. You just tell him what team or what player you root for, and you'll get a hit from that, hopefully. And sometimes he runs out of certain players and has to get more or teams. But it's been great getting stuff from Matt. I've gotten a bunch of stuff that I've shown. So just, give it a chance. And thank you very much. You got anything?
Matt, I think it's really cool that you have worked with my dad with this. When he didn't tell me until today. So Matt, appreciate you. I hope I get to be a guest on the huddle with you one day as well. Of course, me having two jobs, kind of hard to do it, but it's really awesome, really cool that you get to do that with him. And I've been a member of the subscription as well, and finally I'm making money again, so I'll be subscribing to you. But Matt, you're awesome. We appreciate it. And for your enjoyment of sports cards and sport card needs, please subscribe to hotbox.com, promo code Ellis, ELLIS, in memory of Jeff Jarrett. You're welcome.
Yes.
Double J. But before we go, and I know with us being huge fans of the wrestling world, two legends, one legend and one modern day legend, I will say, was lost last week, and Terry Funk, multiple time world champion, really a pioneer in extreme hardcore wrestling matches. He was really the pioneer for ECW. Great wrestler. Watch wrestling matches with him and Ric Flair. Basically, is all you need to do. He did it 50 plus years, and he wrestled back in 2005 at One Night Stand. Come on. He loved the business, and you can do anything with that. And honestly, the other guy was Wyndham, Bray Wyatt. And Dad, I think you can say he was your favorite wrestler, modern day, really.
Yeah. The Fiend character and that whole thing was just, it was a good passing of the torch from the Undertaker to him.
Yeah,
I think.
The most unique character since Taker. And when you think of psychology and everything that goes into a wrestler, I don't care what Dave Meltzer says. Meltzer can eat my words when I say this. Bray Wyatt was the most creative and most genius character when it comes to psychology and mic skills. The promos he did, the things he did with Randy Orton, Sister Abigail, The Fiend, and everything with Matt Hardy, with a total obsolescence. Bray Wyatt might not have had the best matches, but when it came to actual talent that actually worked with him, Bray could hang with the best. Him against Undertaker at WrestleMania. Him against Daniel Bryan. The Daniel Bryan that still cage when Bryan turned back face.
Yeah.
Bray Wyatt doing the thing with John Cena. Everyone said it was the worst thing at WrestleMania. Honestly,
I love that match.
yeah, that was.
I mean, it wasn't really a match, but it was more like a.
It was like a tribute to past wrestling.
Yeah.
So, and everyone agrees that Bray Wyatt was one of the most genuine human beings in the locker room. He would smile and give hugs and everything. Unfortunately, I never had the pleasure of meeting him. I wish I did. I was able to meet Bo Dallas one time. He loved his brother, and I know if I ever meet IRS, I'll let him know that Bray was a one of a kind because he truly was. Mm-hmm. So, honestly, this is the first wrestler's death that's affected me since my favorite wrestler back in 2007 died, and it hurts. And the one guy on TikTok that said that we should not really honor or mention Bray and his family, honestly, you are wrong because he was a big part of the wrestling community. So Bray Wyatt will be missed. And just like my Facebook post when I said it, he's got the whole world in his hands. And honestly, the world was silent when he died.
I mean, wrestlers come and go. And I mean, this one that went, it wasn't because of drugs. It wasn't because he got killed or anything. He went to sleep. So, and WWE's doing the right thing for JoJo and his family and doing money going to all the profits going to them. So, remember your heroes, and remember your peers and everything like that, because wrestling is one of those things is great, and it can be sad, and it can be happy, and everything else. But we will be having we'll probably do another wrestling thing where we talk about some of our we talked about like the top 5 greatest influences or influencers in wrestling. So you never know what we might come up with, because we can come up with some pretty good list. So, but be on the lookout out for that. Next week we'll have our first week of NFL picks for next Wednesday, because the first game will be Thursday next week. And hopefully we have as good as records as we did last year.
Yeah,
we would have made.
We were above 500.
Yeah, we were both close. I mean. Yeah, he was close to taking me, if only a 5-game separation. So, I mean, I think we did well. So, but we'll be talking to you guys later. Have a great week. And don't forget, hotboxcards.com. Promotion code Ellis. Like JEFFJARRETT. But instead, it's the great ELLIS. Promotion code Ellis. So, everybody have a great night. We'll be talking to you later.